What up, guys? Welcome back to another one from Mzansi Scope. Today you are catching us at Atlas, where we're doing interviews for the
ARIFF, guys, Africa Rising International Film Festival.
So we're gonna meet inside, and then we're gonna be chopping some interviews, and then we're gonna get back to you. Bye.
I'm dreaming. I'm chasing the hustle, I've been working all weekend. Yo, I'll stop at the grave. Now I'm on a wave. Focus on brave. Walk like a slave. Tripping and falling, but I stand all day. Sipping while plotting how I walk my way. Back to the hustle. Never gonna crumble. Build up my castle. King in my jungle. Every fail is a way that I built my.
Let's do it. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Refumo. This is K. Yes.
K and Refumo.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So we come from Mzansi Scope, one of the biggest platforms which does film reviews.
Beautiful.
Yes. So we just want to find out, like, why is it so important for us to celebrate like African films?
Because if we don't, then who will? If we don't, then we've got nothing to hand over or bless our kids with. Because remember, storytelling is a way to archive who we are, just in a creative form. Storytelling that we're doing now in film is the same thing your grandmother, grandfather, your ancestor did back there in the rural areas around the fire. It's just now documented in a creative way. So it is highly important because that's how we reflect who we are, that's how we teach, we educate, and we make the masses aware. And remember how film is used as a political tool as well, right? Like for us to fight certain things through film, the same way we do with music, the same way we do with art and dance. So we have to, as a way to archive, tell, and showcase who we are.
Okay, so you are in the film space, am I correct?
Yes.
So why do you think it's important for young filmmakers to have a space like this, but more importantly in terms of funding-wise? So how can we then, as young filmmakers, get to a point where we're able to sponsor our young filmmakers and ensure that they're showcasing their work in spaces like this?
So to your first question around why is this important for young filmmakers is it allows you the perfect opportunity to engage with other industry professionals that are senior and established so that you may learn and ask this kind of question to an established. I mean, we've got the amazing Cindy Lee here. For you to be able to sit with Cindy Lee and be on some, how did you do it? How did you get your first big funding? What does a proposal look like? How do I pitch something? How do I package it for a channel, for a distributor, for them to fall in love with the story? So festivals are so important because they give you that 3-day, 2-day, 4-day, 5-day time where you can sit and engage in the specifics of the arts. In terms of mechanics or platforms or funding and all of that, before I get into that one, let me take it back. Now, we must remember as a people that we are previously disadvantaged. So that means when you're going to go shoot your film, you're already in debt before you even go action, right? So for me, it's like always look at each other. Okay, what does K have that we can use to create this amazing film? What do you have? No, I've got an aunt who cooks. Okay, can she sponsor the catering? Okay. Oh, my uncle has a fleet of cars. Okay, can he sponsor shuttles? That's what other people do, and they don't get into debt. But us, it's like we're always like, oh, we forget each other's greatness. Now imagine as a startup, an emerging filmmaker, if you did that, the amount of line items you would have crashed. Because I'm not saying people should do things for free. I'm just saying when we're all starting up, how are we benefiting each other to ensure that we develop, right? But, some of our partners, the Gauteng Film Commission, they are always putting out posts about funding. The IDC as well, I think is launching a film fund, which is going to be amazing as well. So for me, it's like, how are you putting yourself in positions of finding the information? Do you have an online presence where you're following the right platforms? Are you applying yourself to come to places like this so that you meet someone from ITC and you ask questions and you read a flyer and engage so that you can find the information that you need? But because, guys, there's a lot of us that want the funding. I mean, some of us are still crying for the funding, right? But you can't stop the work. Yeah. So what do? We call on our partners and on some, hey, listen, I'm doing a great thing. Would you sponsor a red carpet? Can you sponsor one chair? Can you sponsor? And then the festival comes together. So I think for me, the biggest thing is find yourself in spaces where you can find information around funding, but because you must not wait for the funding, who do you know in your circle to work with? If there's no one, you are in the wrong circle.
Okay.
Wrong circle.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, before we dive again back to the Africa Rising, you are a co-founder of Actor Space, right?
Yes.
I want you to take us back to how does it start? How is the journey? Because it's very difficult, like building like a platform like this. We can say with ours it's growing, but it's very tough. So we just want you to walk us through and then tell us like how was it?
Well, we're still in it. It's not. So I can't end it off on a how was it, or we're still in it. And just like you, sometimes it gets hectic, right? But again, Actor Space is built purely on that passion and commitment to grow the acting space. And yes, I see Honey. Me, him, I'm fine. Sorry, because I'm like,
Oh, the mic. He's forgetting to.
sorry, because I was like, what? So Actor Spaces is purely built on understanding that actors are misunderstood. So we wanted to create a space that actors can come in and exist and create and thrive. So that understanding is very important. We started off as an online magazine, then went into the acting classes, then went into the profiles, features, and PR things that we do, and then the casting component, where we've casted for some of the most biggest productions, Savage Beauty, Reika, there's a lot, right? And what keeps us going is purely that passion and commitment. Yes, sometimes it gets difficult if you're not securing the partners that you need to collaborate to create big things. But can I say to you guys, as people starting this amazing thing that you're doing, remember your why.
Okay.
Always remember your why. And don't let the lack of stop you from the big goal. And when there is the lack of, which I know can get so depressing and frustrating, and you're like, is it worth it? Remember that support base, the right people you should have to be able to say, listen, I'm having that lack of feeling right now. Can you come in, share your creative thinking? How can I develop? So don't work in silos. Don't be an island. Bring in a lot of young creatives to collaborate with you and share their thinking and ideas of how to do things better, quicker, faster. That sort of curbs some of the things that would have cost you financially. Build a database of beautiful relationships. When someone is like, I generally charge 50K for this, but I understand your vision here. I get it. Those things make a difference, And look, some people don't get what it is that we fight for. It's okay. We don't put it on them. But you keep going, especially if this thing is here. And it's God-given and God-ordained. You keep going as a black child.
Okay, so we have a small game here for you. Okay. My co-host is going to walk you through it.
Okay, so you're just going to pick something from the box.
Okay.
Then we'll see what it is. It's also a surprise to us.
Okay.
So you're going to pick something, then we'll open it together.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so it's a name. So
Yes.
you need to describe to us who it is and what they do or what you like about them.
Okay. So I'm not saying the name, right?
You can mention the
You
name.
can say the name.
Yeah.
Oh, so but you guys don't know this name. What's the catch in this game?
There's no catch.
We just want
Oh, I must describe them.
It's a shout out.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Also,
shout
shout out.
out.
Okay.
celebration of-
Got it. So, this is Tumashika.
Yes.
I was actually with him yesterday.
Okay.
So, he's a music composer. And he actually did Why the Cattle Wait with Phumi Morare. So amazing creative. He spoke through the process yesterday, and I think that's why these spaces are important. So we meet an amazing Zethu Mashika who's doing great things in the industry.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Guys.
Thank you very much. I'm good, bro. How are you? I'm good.
What's up?
Nice. Damn, bro. Damn. Yo, you are giving her a tough time, bro.
Why are you doing that to our girl?
Why are you doing that to our girl? Good.
Oh, nah. Is that what it is? Yeah. Is that what it is?
Why are you doing her like that, bro?
I
We
can't
had-
answer shit as Khaya. I can only talk as Toka.
Cool. My name is Rufumo. This
I'm
is
Kay, yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
do film review, so we reviewed Youngin season 1, and then now we did a prediction review, and it seems like we got it right, the way it's moving here.
Yeah.
We just wanted to find out from you what made you to come and decide that I wanna watch like the short films which are being showed today on the ARIFF.
Oh, yeah. No, short film spaces are the greatest spaces, you know. I mean, my mentors keep on telling me that it's important to have a network. So, like, you get to meet people that are always trying to make independent films and drive their own agenda. When it's like most channels that, like, give us a platform, they give us tweaks to the story. So here you get to see stories at its purest form. So I thought I should come check it out. Yeah.
Okay, as an actor, we know that you go through a lot of challenging things, emotions, having to get into character. What is the most challenging thing for you in terms of getting into character, understanding the character more? What can you say are those challenges for you?
Honestly, I always say to also directors that I always try to keep my process as wide as possible. I'm always accepting everything. And then I feel like my widest challenge is like narrowing everything down. So like when everyone comes in with their own say, how makeup sees it, how the director sees it, how wardrobe sees it. So my challenge is always like narrowing down my process, because when I'm preparing, I always try to keep it as open as possible.
Okay, from my side, so you have played role. How many roles have you played now, like in different films?
I think 4. I've had 4 jobs.
Which you are like, I want to play this role like one of the greatest, maybe a lawyer, maybe something, want to be shooting guns or something.
You know, growing up, I always wanted to be a steering. You know, so yeah, I want to be a steering one day, just like kick ass and just shut up and kick ass. Yeah.
That's okay. So
we have a game for you.
Okay.
All right, so you pick something out of the box.
Yeah.
Okay. Something.
Just one
take
yana,
Okay.
and you open it. So let's see what this is about. Okay, so this is about the themes in one of the movies being shown here. So you're gonna read it out loud for us, and you're gonna tell us if this is consent or not consent.
Is this what? Consent?
Consent or not consent?
No, okay. You meet a girl or a boy at an event. You guys have chemistry, and you hit it off. She agrees to come home with you. I think it's blurred lines. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's kind of blurred.
direct.
Yeah, it's
Anything
kind of
can
blurred.
happen.
It depends.
Yeah.
Okay, it depends on what happens when you get home, and it depends on how the chemistry went about. You know, but if she's down with it, then I think it's consensual. Yeah.
If it's
Shout
not,
out.
If she-
If
if-
not, then
yeah,
it's
if
not.
she's not, then she's not.
not.
You know what I mean?
yeah. Alright, shout out, bro. Like we're really loving
Yeah.
your character right now. You are killing it.
Thank you very much.
Show us more, bro.
Thank you
We're
very much.
supporting you, and don't forget to follow us, bro.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
Zanzi's
follow.
soul.
I'm
Please,
Zanzi's
please,
soul.
man.
You can even scan. I mean, like.
Thank you very
Nah,
much.
don't
Thank you
scare,
very much
just follow us on that.
for liking the work. Wow.
Yeah, man, you're very, very talented. It's nice to
Thank
see
you very
young
much. Thank you.
filmmakers,
It's
actors.
nice to get acknowledgement as well.
Yeah.
Zanzi's cool.
It's just, yeah,
Zanzi's
right
cool.
there.
Cool.
That's what's up.
Following already. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks.
When I have you again.
Alright, bro.
Thank you so much, man. Should I put my water down? Is it okay that I'm holding it?
It's fine. You can
Fine.
leave it. It's
Have a
fine.
good time,
Then you're
relax.
like, do I relax? Am I supposed to like things down?
Relax.
It's just
Relax.
okay.
With us, you must.
Yeah, you must
Yeah,
relax. Be
just
yourself.
Okay,
Just
no,
be you.
shout out.
Yeah. So my name is Rifumo. This is
I'm Kay.
We come from Zanzibar, one of the biggest platforms which reviews film like in SA.
Shout out.
And yeah, we just heard that your film is streaming here today.
Yeah, it is.
All
All the colors in
all
one.
the colors in one.
Yeah.
Yes. So we just want you to tell us about it. What what is it all about?
Yeah, and the themes as well.
And the themes, which both
We can hear you.
Okay.
We are
Okay,
lean,
cool.
we are seen.
Fantastic. So the film is titled All the Colors in One, which is basically an unpacking of a love story between a boy and his grandmother, and we see through the process of the film, it's a short film, him dealing with her having left, because she does pass away before the world of the story begins, and the process of the film is basically him dealing with all the guilt, all the fear, all the things that he felt held him back during their relationship, but eventually coming to the end of the story where he basically accepts, the fact that she's gone, but also that she left him with a lot of stories that will help him carry on. So she upon his upbringing, which is also something we don't see, but something that is hinted at, in his upbringing, she would always give him a bedtime story that speaks to, different colors, and be like, okay, cool, I'm going to tell you a story today that's not like any other story, but this time I'm going to need you to close your eyes and think about these colors, and what do you associate these colors to be? And at the end of the film, he basically understands why she told him all those color analogies as a sort of skapti nompago to take with him on his journey through life. Yeah.
Okay, as a filmmaker, is this a personal story? What inspired you to tell the story for it to be heard at a festival like
Sure.
Africa Rising?
Sure. So first of all, what inspired the story, I'm not the writer of the story, but what inspired me to take the story on was a desire to create narratives about Black people that are holistic. I feel like, or rather from my research, because it's also part of my master's research, is my practical component. And so part of my research deals with a lot of issues that I have with representation. I feel like whenever we do represent Black people, we always show them in a particular light that tends to be stereotypical or harmful or very closed off. And it's like, okay, well, if we're constantly representing Black people in this way, and we understand that art has the power to shape the world that we live in for years to come, then what kind of people are we creating? What kind of people are we shaping? What kind of world are we living in? And so taking on the story was like, finally, it's a not so happy story, it's a not so sunshiny story, but it's dealt with care, with love, and it shows everything. It doesn't just show, oh no, it's this family that's at war, and then this one goes into alcoholism, and that one goes into drugs, and then they fight, and then that's it. Do you know what I'm saying? It shows everything, the happiness, the sadness, the anger, the frustration, the guilt, the fighting, and the love more than anything. So I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah. So I just want to find out, this was your first short film, or you have produced something?
I produced a short film before, obviously in my undergrad years. So I think it's my second short film, if not my third. But yeah, I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah. How long is the process for you to say I produce a film and then I'm ready? How long does it take you? Because it's difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult, and because this was, like I said, the practical component of my master's, I had to go through a lot of red tape, because when you work academically, you don't just get people. There's something like ethics. There's something like the humanities committee must approve, and then that takes weeks. So a process that started in March only really happened to be in production in August, which is crazy. So March to August should give you a time frame, but if it wasn't for things like ethics and the fact that it's part of a university master's in film and television, I think it would have still taken me 6 to 8 months, because there's post-production, there's still getting the crew involved, there's still also making sure that you guys work together well, because I can agree that you're my DOP, and I can agree that you're my editor, and then we get into production and it's not working, then I must find someone else. You understand what I'm saying? So also working out of a budget that is strictly from my pocket. You know, it was a lot of really selling the film and saying, listen, this is from my pocket. I'm telling you now, you won't be hungry, you won't have to pay for your transport, but we will work on this. I will need your time, I will need your commitment, but it also won't just end here at school. And thankfully it's not. So I'm looking forward to future partnerships, collaborations that could also feed the film, so that I can feed the people that help me make it, but also so that I can travel, because I really need the story to be out there, and the discourse around, Black representation to be out there as well.
Oh, okay. So I'm not sure if my co-host has a question, but we have a small game here for you, which is going to explain to you.
Okay, so this is the game. You're going to pick out a little something from the box, right? Then we'll go through it together. It's a surprise for both of us.
Okay.
Or the three of us.
Okay.
So you just pick something from the box.
Okay.
So let's have a look what that is. Okay, it's a name. So you're gonna tell us what you appreciate. Who is it? What you appreciate about
Oh, you guys are putting us on the spot today.
Nah, but it's a shout out.
No,
It's a
shout-out.
celebration.
It is a shout out. Angus Gibson is a writer, he's a veteran. I'm calling him a veteran because he's been here for a while in the industry. And what I appreciate about him is also just looking at his longevity, his career longevity. I really need a masterclass from him as to how to last that long, but also how to get the money to craft intentional stories, because the stories that he has put out there, he was part of Shaga Ilembe, right? Yes. So I'm here like, okay, all the pivotal stories that we look at when we study film, when we go to school for this thing, his name is always mentioned. And I'm like, okay, how do I get there? What do I need to do to make sure that I've got 7 years to make a Shaga Ilembe? Because that's another thing. If I'm trying to make the intentional stories that I'm making, I'm gonna need time. I can't rush into the formula of, we just need to pump out stories because people need views. We need money. It's a machine. I need time for that. So I think he knows a thing or 10 about that. And yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you so much.
Let's go. Guys, today we have friends of the show. Friends of the show. What are you here for?
Well, this is the Africa Rising International Film Festival. It's 7 years, 7 years old. We were at the very first one.
Yeah, we've been regulars.
Yeah, we've been out here maybe 6 of the 7 years.
No, 7.
7 of the 7 years, yeah.
Miss. So what we would have missed would be openings, but we definitely saw a film every year of the 7 years.
So we're here to celebrate African cinema, African filmmakers, African stories, storytelling, new voices. This year the theme is New Voices of the Continent. So we're here to celebrate that. I'm particularly excited for Ntokozo Mlaba's film, The Passage.
Shout out to Ntokozo.
Yeah, he's a boy of mine, and I'm just super proud of him and everything that he's doing and everything that's to come. Yeah.
Oh, Coast, you want to take it?
Talk about your recent work that's been on Netflix.
Yeah.
Shaven.
How long did you have to be like that?
What was that transformation like? I mean, we used to seeing you as this tough.
Got you.
The beard.
Stephen
everything.
Coley.
Yeah. No, that was the reference, kind of, because Ubongani on Mabaso Family Reunion on Netflix right now, #1 again this week. Look, that was the reference. He used to play soccer, so we had we got to say Steve Lukule. We had Steve Lukule. Yeah, one of the references. Abo Leslie Manyathela. The braids were big back then, and we try to just show a Kasi guy who's not stuck in the past, but like obviously he doesn't play soccer anymore, so he's still trying to live in that moment of his prime, And as for transformation goes, I don't know, dude. That's just that's how I try commit to roles. I try do it differently every time. So when you watch my stuff, you have a bit of a variety to choose from. If that makes sense.
Can I have a question for the wife? What makes you proud about Bonko's success, or your favorite just moment of seeing him just starting up and being the person that he is now? #1 on Netflix.
He's #1 on Netflix. He's had 2 shows. He's had 2 shows that have hit #1 on Netflix, which is amazing. We all want that in our careers, right? Another thing that I love about him is that he's a hard worker and he's so true to his craftsmanship. Like, he doesn't give you half. He'll always give you a glass full, which makes me so proud of him. He's so great at what he does, and I'm so happy that the world gets to see what I've been living with for the past 11 years. So it's been amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a game here. Where's our game?
I don't know the game.
No, where's our game?
This is not always us. We always
It's
have.
all right.
So it's always on standby?
It's always on standby.
I think she left it outside. Before they spill again.
In the meantime, a question.
From my side, I just wanted to find out how was it like playing like doing this is your first time doing comedy, right?
No, it's my second time.
Second time.
Yeah.
Oh, but like how is it? Cause to me, like I see that Bonko from Red Ink. Like I told you last time, like
Even in Mabaso?
No, like not in the character,
Yeah.
but like for me, like that's the character like which like every time I see you, like I remember.
Sure. Look, dog, we're always gonna have our memorable characters and moments, that's fair. And also you must remember, I'm only one guy, There's only so much I can change, which I'm trying my hardest to do. But yeah, bro, it's like just try commit to every story. Maybe I'm particularly like I don't want to call myself a method actor because you're gonna run with it. You're gonna take it and run with it. But I have a particular method for myself. Everyone has their own method, but mine is really to be unique in every approach. If you look at a deck of cards, there's no card that's the same. So I think that's how I want my career to look like. Who knows how far it can go,
Shout out, we just reviewed The Woman King.
Oh yeah?
And you were there. I'm like,
yeah. Got you. The young face, no face.
So our game is here now.
Okay.
She's gonna take one, you're gonna take one, and then we're gonna walk through it together.
Okay. Just one. Okay.
Okay, I'll start this side. Okay, you can open it.
We can open it?
Yeah, can open it. Then, but we're gonna start that side.
You don't open.
Okay. What is the content?
I must say. Ayanda Sithebe.
Okay, what do you know about this person? What great things have they done? This is a moment of a shout out.
Okay, fair.
Shout out to Ayanda Sithebe. He started ARIFF. He started Actor Spaces. He started a space for us as actors to grow, to see ourselves, to understand that we are important, to just have a space and a home. It is at 44 Stanley, so if you have time, you must come around. He's got a lot of things going on there. Follow them on Instagram. They are at Actor Spaces. And ARIFF, they are ARIFF on Instagram as well. So shout outs to Ayanda Sithebe. I've known this man for more than 12 years. He was at the inception of my career as an actor in theater. So yeah, it's valid for him to be in the space that he's in now. And shout out to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ayanda.
Yeah. Can I just say, Ayanda also gave me my big break.
Yes.
So he cast me on The Wife. Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, now we're coming this side.
Yeah.
Khaya
Xaba. Yeah. What about what?
Who is Khaya?
Xaba is the lead in
your favorite show you're coming
on The
for.
Passage. I'm actually working with Boy right now, so I'm not gonna let too much slip through. But Khaya is a very talented actor, and I spent time with him. In fact, almost look like him. We spend a lot of time in the green room together, waiting for scenes, and I've gotten to know the young man. He's incredibly committed. He's done a lot of work. He's for a young man like him. He's been in really big shows, and we've almost crossed paths, but never worked together. We've been on the same shows, but never directly, and this time we are. And man, I'm just excited to see. Cats like him are the new voices of the continent, which is basically the theme for the festival this year. So I'm happy I pulled this card because this is the future here, right here. Xaba is the future.
Yeah.
Trust.
Shout out Khaya. Thank you very much for having us. We told you last time that we're gonna meet on a different red carpet, and we're still gonna meet on more.
No, you're doing your thing. Shout out to Mzansi Scope. You guys better follow. You guys on YouTube? You better like, comment, subscribe, share with your boys. This is the future. This is the future of the industry right here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so, hi. I'm fine, how are you? So this is Refumo, and then
I'm
this
Kay.
is Kay. You already introduced yourself. Yes, Refumo. Yeah.
Yes,
Fumo.
and I'm Kay. Yes.
So,
Shoki Mmola.
yes, we know. One of the biggest.
I just love introducing.
Okay, that's beautiful. So this is one of the biggest platform in SA which reviews films, Mzansi Scope, and then we just want to find out why do you feel like it's important for us to have ARIFF, Africa Rising International Film Festival?
The short films that I've viewed so far are human stories. I'm all in for human story. And these are the films you probably would not be able to see in your mainstream because they haven't yet been given the chance. But ARIFF makes it possible for us to celebrate the South African artistry. I think this is a very necessary platform if we're going to move forward with the arts, to be able to tell such stories that will not quickly make it into the commissioner's office, the commissioning offices, However, we still get the opportunity to get the preview. And hopefully with this preview and word of mouth, after people that are here, having seen the work that is here, will be able to spread the word and make it possible for the creatives to take their work out there, because maybe we would have built a tapestry. Yeah.
I mean, as a veteran in the industry, what advice? I am. Wait, I remember the line, was it Macbeth with the horse? That was my line. I didn't even understand, but I was like, the way you delivered that. Okay. So as a veteran in the industry, what advice can you give to upcoming just young filmmakers trying to make a name for themselves, just trying to build something like we are as Mzansi Scope as well? What advice can you give to
The industry is a very challenging or testing industry to navigate. However, that is not the reason to give up. For as long as we're here, the stories to tell. How you choose to tell your story, it be through film, through dance, through music, there is space for that. I say that because we are here to create the space. You cannot want to be in a space that you're not trying to create. So there are possibilities out there. We want the stakeholders to come on and really mean what they say and come on board with us and make it happen, because we can't do it on our own.
So we have a small game here
for you.
You just
so you'll just
take
pick a card,
and then you tell us what's
we'll
in
have
the
a
game.
look at it together. We also don't know what's on there.
What do you think someone might experience when coming out?
So this is one of the themes in the films being shown. So it's about the queer community,
Yes.
LGBT. So
What do I think?
Yes, are their experiences
Are
when
the
coming
experiences?
out, especially in South Africa? We're basing it in South Africa.
I would think the moment you step outside the norm, it will always be challenging. How would it be being black in Netherlands? You see, I think the challenges are naturally the same, and it's a global challenge. So coming out, but however, I feel like your generation is much more receptive in accepting the being. It was much more difficult in my time. So experiences, look, you take it one bite at a time. But forward we're going. It's nice that we're not hearing or experiencing as many deaths as before because of ignorance. People are much more aware, and they care.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for
us.
joining
All right,
us.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
You can stand here,
Yes.
man. So this is Refumo.
I'm
This is Kay.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. So we know that your short film is premiering today. Is that documentary or short film?
Short film, The Last Ranger.
Oh, The Last Ranger. Okay. So the question from my side, I want to know what inspired the Last Ranger?
Well, my brother wrote the film, and we are both very passionate about rhino poaching in South Africa, about conservation in South Africa, about the socio-economic issues facing our country. And I wanted to make a story that is different to anything else the rest of the world is seeing at the moment, but something that is uniquely ours in our own language.
Isn't it not similar to Rhino? Is it
Rhino Man.
Rhino Man?
Rhino Man.
I don't know, is that a documentary or is it a...
It's a film, right?
Is it a documentary or short film?
Rhino Man.
Rhino Man.
Yeah, no, ours is a drama, it's a narrative.
Okay.
So it's very different.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, so why do you think it's important for us to have festivals like this, showcasing works like this?
Yeah, I think it's amazing what you guys are doing, so well done. We need to get our own stories out there. We need to showcase them. We need people to see films, to be inspired by films, to want to be filmmakers, because that's how we get our country out there. That's how we can create an industry, by getting people to see our films and inspiring people, make them want to be filmmakers. So there's nowhere else to see the films. I think you guys are doing an amazing job. Well done. Yeah.
So how was it directing this? Because it seems like a lot of work. There's a lot of movement when I'm checking the trailer. How was it directing?
Oh, it was very difficult. We had 4 days. We had 2 rhinos. We had to the game, because it's based on a true story about a real rhino that survived. And so at the game reserve at Amakala, we had to track the rhinos. We had to dart the rhinos. We had to then follow them while they were darted. They went down for other procedures, not just for the filming. Then we had 20 minutes with each rhino, and then they had to wake the rhino up when the rhino was done. So we had to choreograph and work out the scenes before. So with the one rhino, I had the poachers, and with the second rhino, I had the little girl and her dad. When the rhinos went down, they had to look like they were in the same place. Otherwise, the film would never edit. And we used the footage of the actual rhino that was poached, so it had to look like where she went down. So there was all of that. Plus, I had to, I had 4 days with my light. I had a first-time child actress. It was not an easy job, but I think it's done really well, and we're very excited.
That's beautiful. So we have
We
a
have a
small
little
game
game
here
for you.
A game?
Yeah, so you're just gonna
take
pick one little card or piece of paper.
That's okay.
Okay, so you're just
Oh my
gonna
God, did I
open it
pick
for
up
us.
one? Yes. Layla Swart.
Okay, so
Who is she?
this is a
How
shout
did
out
she do?
game, so you're just gonna name what she did, what you love about her work.
Hey Layla, love your work, think you're doing incredible stuff. I love that the women are out there empowering all other women. Keep it up, love your work.
Thank you very much.
Cool, thank you very much.
Hi, how are
A
you?
lot of people, when they don't have makeup, they change, they look
Yeah,
even way
I was
more
also
beautiful.
shocked, like-
So like,
Okay.
plus sky uniform,
Can you
Okay,
hear?
guys,
Can you hear?
Is it fine? This is Refumo, and then K. We're coming from the biggest platform which does film reviews, Mzansi School, and we watched The Passage, not today, but like today you guys watched it, and then you were there. Just tell us like how was it playing a role, choosing Amajita over here.
Traumatizing us on screens, man.
So first of all, shooting that film was like a lot, like going into this process. I was very grateful for the script at first, receiving it, and it being based ekas, because as Kasi boys, we don't get to like voice out, and sometimes even if when we do get to voice out, we get to voice out the negative side of the Kasi boys or but then with this one, it kind of did the same. It voiced out the negatives of the Kasi boy, but then it's speaking to them like machita peganyenzane makasi bafethu, like why don't we change this, Yeah, so it was a really blessed script to play.
Yeah, what's your take?
Same as him, was really good. With me, getting into characters quite hard because I've got a friend who was a victim, which makes all of us around victims, So I know how this person felt. I know the whole process. So it was a lot. Because okay, now I'm putting myself in my friend's shoes. How did she actually feel throughout this whole process? As much as I was around her, but now being the person who's being the victim is quite hectic.
Okay, so you weren't in the film for a majority of it, but there was a moment where you were there which was a catalyst for the whole film, I think, for the audience.
Yeah.
That was a very, very important scene. How did you prepare for that emotionally? How did you get yourself into that character? I know that you have a friend, but how did you then put yourself in her shoes and prepare for that character?
Firstly, with the cast, they helped a lot, because we shared our experiences and they were there. So it was quite easy because you're working with people who are like close to home, they understand your situation, people who just want to be there for you. So getting into character, I'm not going to say it was heavy. It was quite easy with the people we're working with.
One question for you. So I know you guys were dealing with really, really heavy scenes during the film of The Passage.
Sure.
What was a light moment on set where you guys just chilled out, just laughed for a bit, took a moment for you guys yourselves?
Funny enough, there was more light moments than heavy moments. Like especially in between the scenes, we'd laugh. We'd like. I remember that night scene. Funny enough, that night scene where Takalo actually gets taken to go get raped. During those takes, we were laughing the most, just trying to make it light, So I kept on cracking jokes, Jaden and him being a clown, of course. I was just clowning around, and there were more light moments than there were tense moments.
And for you as well?
Same as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So why do you think it's important for us to celebrate, like having ARIFF celebrating like a festival?
We get to celebrate the indie films, like you don't get to see it. I feel like big TV channels and broadcasters are like very picky when it comes to indie films, because indie films are like those films where you have to like sit down and ask yourself, what do they really mean, or what's the meaning of this, you know? Where TV just wants to play things that is like in your face like this. You see, oh, this one did that and that's what it means, you know? So TV kind of like shies away from indie films, and then things like ARIFF are very important to like, you know, get into the mind, the artistic side of filmmaking.
And like that's very important. Now that you are mentioning that TV don't usually wanna do like film like this, what do you think about that? Because like our channels, they are more about making money than just showing us good quality.
It kills the art, man. Like it really kills the art, because then now, even with those TV shows that they do that are like atypical, that you see what it means, that have no deeper meaning, you get like a sense of urgency where the producer or the channel heads don't understand the process that you take as an actor to get to a certain emotion, to get to a certain feeling. Now everything is rushed. They want you to do like 13 scenes, 16 scenes a day. Whereas you're like, guys, let's just do a quick 3 scenes a day, you know, and take our time and tell the story and unfold properly. Yeah.
And I feel like with TV, the storylines are easy to grasp, you know. With short films, you must sit and think like, what do they actually mean? You know, you need to watch it again to actually understand, to actually see what's actually happening. So with TV, it's like, okay, it's a quick storyline, they're going to get it in 5 minutes, it's cool, that's it. So with platforms like this, we're able to come and sit and watch and have more screenings, like, oh, okay, I actually want to watch it again to actually understand what was happening in this film.
Okay, we have a quick game for you guys.
Game for you guys before you leave.
You
Pick
just
out
take something, one.
the piece
just
of paper,
one.
just one.
Chicken
Don't
one.
open yet, just one.
And
Don't open yet, just
now
one.
Khaya one.
Okay, are you starting that side or this side?
Let's start that side.
All right, ladies first.
It's always
Open
nice
it
with
first.
ladies first.
Okay, read the name out.
Bonko Khosa.
All right, so this game is called Shine Their Light. So you tell us your favorite film role that he's played, what you love about him. Just a shout out.
Definitely Red Ink. I loved his character in Red Ink. Also the recent one, the Mabaso funeral. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. I was shocked. I was like, wait, I heard Bonko's here, but where is he? I can't see him. I love that. Definitely those two.
All right, cool.
Let's come to you.
It's okay.
What do you have in here?
Okay.
Is that in blue? Truth or myth?
Truth or myth?
Yes, you need to tell us. So you read it out loud, then you tell us if that's the truth or myth. And this is from the passage themes.
Yeah.
This was special
For you guys.
Abuse, what happens within a marriage or relationship is not our business. Whoa. Whoa. This is the sad truth of our generation and our society. You know, there's a saying where people say, indaba yabantu ababonana abangqunu bayithu ayingenwa, and this is literally the physical impersonation of it, like, which is sad, bro. Like, you know, because if you see someone struggling, why don't you intervene? You know, like being there for them, or just showing them like an alternative way to deal with the situation, you know, or intervene. So this is the sad truth. It's not a myth. It's a sad truth. Sad truth. Yeah.
Okay, guys, can we have our papers back? We don't have budget back. That's okay? That's not budget back.
Thank you very much for
Guys, thank you.
Keep on shining. You guys are the future of like the next big future films. I know that with Ntokozo, he said that he just want to do a one-shot film before he can go for a future. So we are hoping to see you guys again on a red carpet, awards, soft charts, somewhere. You So shout out, guys. Keep on pushing.
We can see your management getting impatient there. You can. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Thank you.
My brother's keepers is update to see Menzi.
But we love Schumacher.
We have our favorites.
No, Schumacher, he's the guy.
So this is Rufumo and then
I'm K.
Fumo.
Yeah.
Fumo and K.
Fumo and K.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
So we come from one of the biggest platforms which does film reviews in SA, in Zasi School. And then we just want to find out from you, why do you think it's so important for us to celebrate like short films like this, like your independent films, especially like coming from Africa Rising International Film Festival?
Okay. I think the importance of this for someone who's not in film I want to explain it in that perspective. There's a beautiful, especially in short form, there's a beautiful art of storytelling that they capture, which is cinema, and that tells a story quickly, and they go into it kamnandi, and they tell stories that are not about being sold commercially. So they can tell a real story where there's less make-believe, and I really believe that these are the stories that people resonate with and people they relate to, because it tells our real stories, whereas a lot of the stuff has been dramatized and there's fantasy and all of that to make it fun, to make it entertaining. But what ARIFF has done is that it's given a platform to voices that want to tell this type of story that you don't really get commercially, and that's what I love about it. And I love these stories because, like the story we watched yesterday, Why the Cattle Wait. It really felt like what was described by Ayanda, as if we were sitting at home and there was an elder telling us a story, sitleli song around the campfire, and that's what I enjoyed about it. So the experience of what I got from just watching that took me there.
So you've been in the industry for some time. So what advice can you give to upcoming filmmakers, actors, in terms of making a name for themselves in this industry?
It's hard work, discipline, and preparation. Those are the best things I can equip you with. If you work hard, the work speaks for itself. And usually hard work will trump talent, And if you are disciplined, you show up and you do what you need to do when you need to do it, people will want to work with you. And if you're prepared, it's easy to work with you, and it's easy for you to work, because you also need to be able to be agile, because in the world of telling stories, a lot of things can change on the spot, and ideas come sometimes while you're in the process of shooting this thing, and you need to be able to, if you are prepared, you know how to maneuver that and you know how to move around that.
Okay, so we have a small game here where you put your hand inside there, grab something.
It's a gift. I'm like, yo, you're like Schumacher.
The Schumacher gift.
Yes.
Schumacher is being blessed with a paper, just one.
One paper. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you read it out for us. Let's see what it is.
Oh, Bonko.
So this game is Shine Their Light. So you have to speak about what's your favorite role, what can you say about him, just things that you love, and shining your light on him.
This feels so divine, because as I walked in, I greeted him. He was on his way out. Oh, so that's why I'm like, for me to even pick this name. Bonko he's the actor, and also he's the actor right now. I don't think I've seen in a very long time someone come in and have that kind of impact in any story that he tells. He's a raw talent. He's someone who gives, and he's someone who gives truthfully. There's no one acting for the camera. He's giving you the role. He's giving you what's written on there. It's not about him. It's about the story. That's every time I watch him, that's what I get. I love how he speaks. He's not loud. There's nothing wrong with being loud, but I love the way he's got this. He's got a confidence about him and an air about him that says, I'm in my moment right now. And every moment he's in is his moment. And he's relatable. He's a very nice guy. So as a performer, absolutely love him. I'd love to work with him. He's one of those guys I look forward to working with. I'm like, God, please make it happen one day. And as a person, lovely guy.
He's a friend to the show.
He's a friend of the show. Shout out. Shase.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Can we have our...
we don't have budget.
Please take him back.
Someone else budget,
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
I know, thank you so much.
When I meet again on a different red carpet.
Yes, please follow Mzansi Scope Bandla on Instagram. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much.
Rifumo. No, Tonga. Yeah.
I can't speak Tonga.
But you know Venda? I can hear Venda.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
fantastic.
I know you. Japila K.
Who?
K.
Okay, you come like Pelele? Kanya, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You know,
Why are you
we
guys
know
introducing yourselves as like half names?
Because we just want to do fast.
You're saying
Because people aren't interested.
Now the
They
team
just
name is
want-
Jerry. Crazy part is Jerry. So it's
that's-
Jerry
that's
Nolo
Jerry for real.
Fumo.
Is that your full name?
Yeah,
No.
What's your
Jedediah.
That's so
Jedediah.
What's Ayanda?
No,
What are you?
Swati.
That's so hectic. Yeah.
Hey, welcome, bro. Like we said, Fumo, K, we come from San Francisco. We do film reviews, one of the biggest platforms which does film reviews. So,
why did you second guess yourself when you said that?
She's laughing.
Now I'm looking at the camera and I'm nodding.
Yeah. So we just want to find out from you, why do you think it's important for us to come to Africa's Rising International Film Festival to celebrate like independent film?
I think it's just important to see what other people are doing, especially people we don't get to see on the mainstream, right? Because I think there's a lot of people with a lot of good ideas that unfortunately get bypassed. So at least when you have a film festival, you're able to see people's collaborations, people's ideas, and what they think making picture looks like, you know, and seeing their ideas come to life. So I think it's very important to see people actualize their ideas, because it's a very difficult task to do, to think about something and actually make it happen, you know? So I think that's also one of the most important things. Also to learn, you know what I'm saying? Like you constantly are a student in everything that you do. So seeing how other people choose to do things and why they chose to do things, I think is a very important thing to know.
Okay, so you're in the industry right now, you're on television, you have made it in the standards of
generation. That's so
exactly,
hectic.
you have,
That's so
because you're
hectic.
on television, we can actually see you on our screens.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for someone who's up and coming, just in love with the art of acting?
Read a book, get an agent, and get to work.
That's the shortest piece of advice
Yeah,
I've heard
bro.
today.
Like read a book, get an agent, and get to work.
What book are we reading?
Any books. I think just accumulate life experiences, right? And if you're not in an area where you have the most positive feedback and stuff like that, you can read a book and find out what someone else is doing elsewhere in the world. Just read a book, get an agent, and get to work.
Yeah. Last question.
Well said.
Before you have another one?
No, you can go.
Last question before we go to the game. I just want to know
the game.
Yeah, we have a game
we
here
have
with
a
us.
game.
It's so hectic.
Yeah. So I just want to know from you which role which you are like, I still want to play this type of a role. Like I haven't played it. For example, let's say you want to be a lawyer, you want to go to the LLB, Law, Love and Betrayal.
I think it's less than a role I want to play, but more I would like to be just constantly be authentic to any role I play, because people are different, and just being authentic to that, whatever role that is, you know. Because if I can do multiple roles, then I am an actor, because then I'm able to make people believe that I am different people, you know. So I don't have a role per se that I'd like to do. I think as long as I'm authentically doing something, I'm good at that, to be quite honest.
Cool.
Okay, so we have the game for you.
this is the game now.
Yes, so you pick a piece of paper.
A piece of paper.
Yes, wait.
Oh, gotta shake it up.
Yeah, shake it up.
Okay. Damn.
Okay. So let's see what you have there. Okay, so you're gonna read it out to us?
Amandla N.
Okay, so this game is called Shine Their Light. So you're gonna tell us things that you appreciate about this director, writer, and just work that you feel inspired by him.
I think I just love doers, and seeing him do is the most important thing to me. You know, as long as people are doing, I think it's a very important thing, because a lot of people get stuck in the process of instead of doing. So I love seeing doers, and he's a doer.
Yeah.
He's a doer. Yeah.
That's it from us, man.
Shout out, thank you very much. We're gonna meet on a different red carpet some other day, maybe on awards when you're taking something.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so
that would be quite nice.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
You guys. Wow. Introduce yourself with real names, man.
Never.
This is yours.
Thank you. Yes, we don't have budget. Thank you for bringing it back.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
As we have said already, Refumo,
K.
K, we come from San Francisco. So this is one of the biggest platforms in SA which reviews South African films. And we just love the fact that today we're in this space where we are celebrating short films, independent to be specific. So we just want to hear from you. Why do you think it's important for us to have such events?
It's extremely important. First of all, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. We're at an iconic building. Accra Studios goes way back. It's got a very rich history. Just next door, there's AFDA as well. Very well known. It's got a rich history as well. So it excites me to look around and see a lot of young faces, young voices, the future of the industry, and people will be running the industry in the future. I'm quite honored to be here. I'm here to represent a podcast documentary that we put together. And for us to be a part of the Africa Rising International Film Festival is quite incredible, because as much as it's not a film that we've put together, but it's a documentary around podcasting, the significance and why is it important, why are we playing a role in that space, and why it's going to become big, and why as many young voices as possible out there have to get into the podcasting landscape. I think that's what we're here to do today, and we're looking forward to the screening. It's very short, about an hour or so, but it basically showcases our ideas around podcasting, why we get into podcasting, why we also believe in playing a role in amplifying that space. But we also believe in African stories, young people amplifying themselves, being their own voices without being censored, representing the continent, their own indigenous different cultures, and just becoming captains of industries in the future. That's why I'm very excited for this screening today. Podcastings as well are becoming really big in the country. I come from mainstream media, from radio and television. I'm also an entrepreneur who started his own online radio station before. I've worked for community radio, campus radio, PBS radio, you name it, YFM, Metro, Khosa, I've been everywhere. Now I'm on Radio 2000 doing the morning show. The difference between mainstream media and the internet and podcasting and, people who are creatives who create their own films is that when you create your own films and you're podcasting, you're on the internet, you're not censored. You speak your mind, you create your own stories the way you want your stories to be heard. You represent the continent in the best way and form possible, because you are doing it from your own perspective, because you are the one who's young, you are the one who's on the street, you're the one who wants to tell these stories your own way, your own language, and just amplify our culture. So it's quite an exciting time in the country where we are. We're getting into 2025 right now. The landscape is growing, and we encourage as many young people as possible to amplify their voices in filmmaking and in the podcasting space.
Okay, so as filmmakers starting out, we often struggle with things like funding, and we starting out in Mzansi as well. We just started this in May. It's a podcast as well, so we're trying to grow that with Film Review. How can we go about funding? Getting something like More Fire to sponsor us? How do we go about getting into those rooms, getting people to listen to us and hear us out? Even if we don't have the numbers, how do we get people to be interested and want to really support young and upcoming filmmakers, just people in the podcast space as well?
Really good question. I would love to sit here and give you ideas on how you can attain funding. I've never had funding. We've knocked everywhere, and also when we were creating More Fire about a decade ago, we've had the most difficult experience we've ever had in our lives, in our entrepreneurial lives. We always used to listen to people who go around raising capital, raising funding, looking for investors. You do find some people who get interested in your ideas, who promise to potentially invest, and when they're supposed to, they can't be found anymore. They don't take calls anymore. They disappear. So I wouldn't want to encourage funding and encourage young people depending on funding. Pretend as if nobody's going to fund you. Just do whatever you can to keep your vehicle, your movement, your ideas, your film going with the little that you've got. I believe funding will find you on the way. I don't think you're going to get funding in the beginning that easily, unless you're one of the few lucky ones. We've knocked everywhere, man. Maybe on over 50 institutions over the past 10 years. When I say 50 institutions, I'm even talking about business people, banks, funding institutions, you name it, investors. But here we are till today. Our company is growing, but nobody has ever funded us. But we've always just bootstrapped it. With a little bit that we make, we reinvest. A little bit that we make, we reinvest. A little bit that we make, we reinvest. It might seem like it's a tedious exercise. It does take a while, but it's worth it in the end, because once your vehicle starts moving, once people start seeing the difference and the impact that you're making, at some point they're forced to want to come on board and want to invest. So, Tina, with the drinks company More Fire, at least now we're getting people wanting to either buy us out or wanting to come and invest, which we believe, we can do without all of that right now, because the company at least is starting to become profitable. We're not ready to financially sponsor yet, but what we do trade exchange deals. So we do sponsor in terms of stock, having our team there, co-branding with some of the people that we work with. doing product placements of different films, local telenovelas and dramas, and movies and docu-series, etc. So there's different ways on how we can co-partner or trade exchange. We've just done a very successful trade exchange deal with Miss SA, currently Miss South Africa, which has given us a really good presence. And we are very thankful to people like institutions like Kabomo Miss SA to see potential in local South African brands, to want to do trade exchange deals, even though we don't have big monies to throw into them, right? So if you start moving, you start building and bootstrapping and building your movement, at some point, organizations like Kabomo Miss SA and other big companies will see value in coming on board. But in the beginning, just get it out of your mindset that you're going to rely on funding, because your dream is not going to come true. If you're not going to get funded, you'll run around trying to get funding for the next couple of years, you'll end up giving up. So pretend as if you're not going to get funding. But I'm not saying don't look for it. Do look for it, but don't depend on it.
Very good one. Before I ask about Mzegeze, let's play a game. Maybe we can find him here.
And you never know that guy, my man.
Yeah, so this is a game which we created for the festival.
Okay.
We just pick one there, and then we'll see what's on the paper.
So do I put it in and grab one?
Just grab one out.
Just grab
yes.
one.
Maybe it's a voucher, we don't know. Funding voucher.
And then what happens when I open it? So whatever I read here, I get from you guys.
No, we're gonna
not exactly.
Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. Tabang Mulea.
Okay, so this game is Shine Your Light. So you need to tell us something that inspires you about him, or something that you enjoyed, a piece of work that he's done, anything. Just a Shine Your Light moment, a moment of appreciation.
He's a homeboy. We come from the same environment at Tembisa, which is an impoverished community. And you do know, just like any other in the country, you know our history as South Africans, right? So I've always been proud of Tabang for doing his own thing, young as he was. He's battled a lot of challenges in building his own company, but he's gone on to do some international acclaimed stuff. He's a multiple award winner / director, producer, filmmaker, whatever you want to call him. But he inspires me as well in the role that he plays in the industry and some of the productions that he's done in the past, you know? And he continues to break boundaries internationally, locally and continentally as well. So I'm really inspired by the brother. I love him like my own younger brother, and I continue to be inspired by him. I know he's told me numerous times that I inspire him as well, but it's dope that we both come from the same community and we're killing it in the game, right? I killed it in music, I'm killing it in the business space. Now I'm podcasting, I've been on radio and television. He's done the same. He's been making movies, telenovelas, dramas, short films, docu-series. His stuff is on Showmax, his stuff is on Netflix. He's killing it in the game. So shout out to my bro, Tabang Mulea.
Shout out to Tabang.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Wanted from your side.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for your time.
Like you have been an inspiration like for a very long time. I grew up listening to music like Kiani, Manamulele. Do you remember that song?
I'm proud of you guys. I was once like as young as you guys, you know, a couple of years ago, but here I am today.
A couple of years ago?
But yeah, man, it's a story of consistency and never giving up on your dream.
Yeah.
It does get hard sometimes, but just keep going. I'm very proud of you guys and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Can we have our paperback? We don't have budget.
The budget is so low.
The budget is not budgeting.
What was the question that other time?
You were asking me why
The
should we
importance.
support local. See, I even remember the question.
Yeah.
Why we should support
Before you left us,
I'm so sorry. I left. But I'm back.
Yeah. He's back.
Like we never left.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, guys, as you know, this is Rifumo, and then I go K here, and then we have
Khabane Moloi.
Khabane Moloi. Khabane Moloi does comedy.
I do stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy.
Jeez. How long have you been doing that for?
I think this will be my 3rd year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it
going well? I mean, you guys haven't heard of me, so apparently not. But I'm still trying to. We're working.
Have you heard of us?
Yeah, of course I've heard of you guys. You guys are like.
Now we know you.
Now we know each other.
Now we know it's a connection.
Yeah, that's how it was. Yeah, so we just want to find out from you, why do you think it's important for us to have like a space like this, like your ARIFF, like Africa Rising International Film Festival, where we celebrate like independent films and documentaries?
I think it's so dope to be showcasing, firstly, young, talented directors, people behind the scenes, but then also just like seeing actors like coming up, like the films that we just saw now. A lot of the people that were in the films are students, and they're still getting into the industry. So to be able to see them, like, these are their first ever roles that they're acting in that are like gonna be out in the public. And it excites me because then now people can see that, the new fresh generation of South African acting talent it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So it's dope to showcase that.
Okay, so you're in your 3rd year of comedy right now.
Yes.
What are the challenges that you face as being a start-up comedian? Like, you just began your journey. What is the most challenging thing, would you say, you're facing currently?
I think the most challenging thing is, firstly, just be fun. Like, it's tough to always be funny because not every audience is your audience. Like, the thing is, people forget how diverse South Africa is. Today you're going to be performing in front of an entirely Zulu audience, and then tomorrow you're in front of an Afrikaans crowd, and like, you can't speak the ha-ha-ha-has, and it's tough, bro. So you always want to be able to hit everybody, but the problem with that is you can't really tell your story because your story doesn't hit for everybody. So being niche and still being authentic and still being, I don't know, diverse enough for everybody. That's one of the most challenging things for me.
Okay, so we have a small game here with us. This game was curated for this festival. So some of the things here relate to the themes of the movies which are inside. So you're just gonna put your hand there, grab something, and then we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Okay, damn.
Yeah.
Going in, okay.
Sorry, let's see.
Do you know who that is?
Do you know who that is?
Everyone has a Ritabile in their lives, so I assume they're talking about my Ritabile.
Oh, this is your Ritabile.
This is my Ritabile. I don't know.
Okay, that's a joke.
No, so she's a co-producer and founder of Band Onion Production, which did Lobola Man, How to Ruin Christmas, How to Ruin Love.
Oh, I've seen those. I love her.
Yeah. So we love her too. Yeah. Can you please send a shout out to her? What do you want to say about being like in production such as like Lobola Man, How to Ruin Love?
And as a woman, right?
Yes, and they've been doing very good. So like, what do you want to say to her?
Firstly, let me actually do my my profile shot. Because if you ever have a new movie coming out and you need a 6-foot comedian, just here. The name is Khabane Moloi. I love your work. You're amazing, especially in the comedy realm because we need more comedy movies. Because I saw How to Ruin Christmas and that was hilarious. I thought that was very funny. I'd love to be in one of your shows, your movies, anything. Quick plug for myself. And then
we hear.
For sure, we just love seeing young black creatives doing anything. But seeing a black woman doing like these beats on Netflix, on all of these different platforms, it's amazing. It's very inspiring. So shout out to Ritabile for sure.
Shout out to Ritabile. Shout out to Band Onion. Thank you very much, bro. That's what we all wanted to get from you. And we're gonna meet again on a different red carpet. You're gonna be collecting something or in a space with a big comedian. Okay, which is one comedian you wanna share a stage with?
One comedian that I'd like to share a stage with, must it be South African or anywhere over there? Definitely Chappelle. Definitely Chappelle or Chris Rock. Hey, big dreams, guys. We gotta dream big.
Dream big, so you fall on the cloud.
They are our friends.
Yeah, they're friends of the show. They're friends of the show.
Shout out Chappelle. I'm a friend of the show. You're a friend of the show. Let's be friends, bro. Yeah. You know what it is.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. All the best with your career. Remember where you were here when we were both all starting out. All of us. Remember.
Doing the things. And you're doing it well.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Dennis. So we come from Mzansi School.
Yes, sir.
One of the big podcasts which reviews South African films.
Perfect.
So, like we said, K, Rufumo, we just want to find out from you, why do you think it's so important for us to celebrate like independent films?
I think it's important to really celebrate independent films because that's how we truly see what is happening. I feel like there's a certain space for commercial films. They reach really wide audiences, but I feel like with independent, that's where we truly get to explore. And exploring is where we really get to see our talent raw and hungry and excited. Yeah.
Okay, so you started your platform on YouTube. We're equally starting our platform. We just started in May. So it's been a very difficult process. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's really difficult. What advice can you give people who are just starting up with their own platforms, trying to create something impactful in the industry?
I always tell people that with defining, we were at like 1,000 subscribers for like over 2 years. And then after those 2 years, something just changed. We went from defining Dennis because it was my own personal YouTube channel, and then we changed it to just defining because I felt like everyone's stories also needed to matter. And that's what I realized through doing the work. Through doing the work, you see what does your audience really resonate with. You make that adjustment, and then went from 1,000 subscribers to like 10,000, 10,000 to 50,000, 50,000 to 250, which is where we are now. So I feel like believe in your goal, believe in what you do, and just understand that you're there for something important. And if you treat it as something important, other people will see that too.
Okay. So we have a little game for you. I don't know if you have another question.
Before the game, I just wanted to ask something. You have a degree in
masters in filmmaking,
Masters in
yes.
filmmaking.
And I also have one in engineering as well. So I did engineering first, and then I did filmmaking.
That's beautiful. Like, tell us, how is it helping you in your journey, in the space which you are now, defining now? How are your degrees helping you?
So the thing with my engineering degree was that it was very business focused as well. So it ended up allowing me to see business processes in a specific way. And unfortunately, people don't realize that, yes, you can do whatever you want to do for fun, but you also have to support it with the business stuff as well. So my engineering degree helped me do the business things thoroughly. And then in terms of creativity, I feel like there's a technical side towards filmmaking and storytelling that you just cannot ignore. And I know for myself, I wanted to be at a really international level, at a really big level. So I said, let me go learn. And right now what it's really done is it's given me the confidence to be a storyteller, but it's also validated me that my stories as an African are just as important and just as good.
Interesting. So, jump
this game for you.
Let's get into the game.
Let's get into
just
it.
Take
So
one.
Pick a young.
Don't cheat, guys. You might take it a bit. Take it interesting.
So you're gonna pick one, then we're gonna read it out together.
All right. So it's
we
a
don't
moment
know
to
what
get,
it is. Now you picked one about decoration.
It's your decoration.
Hey.
I'm gonna take this one.
Okay.
Are we reading it together?
Yes.
Who's that?
So Nyaniso Dzedze was on Soon Comes Night as a police, and then also acted on the other one.
Actor.
Yeah, the same actor. He also acted on, what's the name of this? I think not Happiness is a full letter way. But like, since on this one, we're just giving shout out to actors. What do we want to say to you as an actor?
I think for me, one thing about when I studied filmmaking, my main focus was producing. And one thing I realized that being an actor is so difficult, it's so charged, you have to arrive, and when the rest of the crew is ready, the actors better be ready. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's so much care, so much respect, so much love that I have for actors, and I really feel like, you know, it's such a competitive industry, briefs go out and thousands of people really try. So I feel like if you've been doing the work and you really, really have, I'd really say shout out to you, shout out to the work that you're doing, shout out to your charisma, your energy, your drive. Don't give up. I feel like film and television looks a certain way in South Africa, but if you've taken a risk and you've done the work, it will get you to a place where you can really enjoy and explore even more. So keep on pushing. I believe being an actor is tough. As a producer, I could never do it. But if you're doing it and you're killing it, then please don't give up and keep on going.
Oh, shout out to Nyaniso Dzedze.
Thank you so much.
And shout out to you, bro.
Thank
Keep on killing it on the industry. We're gonna meet again on a different red carpet.
Keep inspiring us.
It was really great to be on your platform as well.
Yes.
Guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to support all these international film festivals happening in Johannesburg, and make sure to support local content creators, because at the end of the day, this is how we're able to see ourselves. So make sure to subscribe here, Mzansi Scope, right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
We're going to give you a moment, right now. Bye.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you
Nice
so
to meet
much.
you
Thank you.
guys. All the best.
All right, guys. JD, we on. Guys, Mzansi Scopers. It's an amazing moment for me. I'm a proud colleague of this young lady, Palesa. We went to school together at Rhodes back in the day. I'm now talking to not just Palesa, Emmy Award winning, international Emmy Award winning. Guys, come on. All right, Palesa, how are you today? What is going on? How are you feeling? Emmy Award winner.
How does it feel?
How does it feel?
First of all, being interviewed by you guys, I feel like I made it, man. Like, I definitely made it. I made it.
Yeah.
No, guys, I'm so honored. I'm excited. It's so surreal, guys. Like, as you say, we're colleagues. Like, who would have thought? Who would have thought this is us?
And we met through that person.
We met through that. Our fame.
It's getting personal now.
She used to bully me, actually.
I did.
She was a bully.
She was a bully.
I used to bully her friends.
She used to bully. No, she used to bully me.
I did not bully any. I'm so small. How can I bully?
Don't be surprised when you see on the red carpet.
How can I bully? I'm so small, guys.
Co-host Bandla.
Please,
like,
no.
why are you bullying an Emmy?
Guys, let's not talk about my bullying. Let's talk about the real. Let's talk about your film that was that won the International Emmy. How did you guys get on that platform and get the support that you guys had to be able to reach that win that you guys did?
Yeah. So the JCS International Young Creatives International Emmy Award, basically, so it's the International Emmys for Young Creatives. So they opened a competition for young people to create a film and to stand up for peace. So obviously filmmakers across the globe interpret it differently. We obviously found that gender-based violence is one of our biggest threats. So we wanted to create a film about that, but specifically a symbolic call for change within the justice system. So the film, we shot the film, submitted, and then it was open to public voting for about 2 weeks. We got our friends, our families, our community, even actors that are here today, like, that I don't even know, literally rallied for us. And then we got in front of a panel or a jury of executive producers and filmmakers across the globe who then ultimately made the decision and we won, selected us. So yeah.
Okay.
Like what's your preparation? Like what does it take?
Yeah.
What does it take? Like to
I think it's really just trying, man. I mean, the film is a 1-minute film. It was zero budget, but it was still very expensive.
Zero budget?
Literally zero budget. Like, it was very, like, took from our own pockets.
Okay.
I was very much a collaborative exercise. So, you know, the cast, the crew, they were more passionate about the story that we were telling more than anything. So more than anything, the preparation was just doing what you can with what you have. Because I think as filmmakers, a lot of the times we hold ourselves back because we're like, we don't have the funding, we don't have the backing, we don't have this. And it's like what you guys are doing. Yeah. Doing what you can with what you have, and look where you're at now. Like, you're like one of the biggest film review platforms in the country. Like,
She's saying we have nothing. She's saying
I mean, you're not waiting for someone to give you the shot to make it happen yourself.
I get you.
No, they got something.
They got something. Talent.
They have something.
Yeah, we got that.
Exactly. So basically, like you said, the preparation is really just going for it and not letting the challenges that you face hold you back, and not waiting for someone else to give you a shot, but just making it happen with what you have on a small scale, and so you can do it on a bigger scale.
Shout out. So we have a small
game for you as in Zanzibar. So you pick a little. Wait.
We come bearing games.
Yes, so you're gonna pick a little young piece of paper.
Yes. And then
we're gonna read it together. Okay, open it.
Oh, Nyani Sodzedze.
Nyani Sodzedze.
Do you know who that is?
He's an actor.
Yes.
He was on The Wife.
Yes.
Soon comes
Yes.
I see him.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a shine your light game. So whatever name you pick out, you kind of just have to say something positive, something to uplift them.
Yeah.
So this is your time. Shine your light.
Ooh.
As an actor.
In the industry.
With an award.
International.
Thank you for repeating what we're saying. You can speak at any time.
So something positive about him, right?
Yes.
I think he's
inspire him to keep going.
Okay, I mean the fact that I know him from The Wife, Soon Comes Night, it means that he's really doing it. He's killing it. He's booked and busy. That's something that's very difficult, I think, in this country. So once you've got it, I mean, it means you really got it. So I think he just needs to keep going. Like, he's got it. You got it. Just keep going. Like, maybe I'd love to cast you one day in one of our films.
In a 2-minute film.
That's a good upgrade as well. That's a good upgrade.
I told you she's a friend. No, honestly, I'd love to cast you.
Yeah, yes.
Hopefully I can afford you.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
And congratulations once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
We're lovely.
A beautiful day it is. We're pleased to have you here, and then this is Reformer, and then this is K.
Reformer and K?
Yes.
My name is Kabomo.
Okay. We're from Zanzibar, so we celebrate films, documentaries, we do reviews. So just want to find out from you, why do you think it's important for us to have such a space where we celebrate independent films?
Because every story is important, and it doesn't matter where you come from. The story is always important. So I think people who don't always have the best resources, the best funding, does not mean your story is not important. So such spaces for giving film to young filmmakers, to filmmakers who are making it happen through friends and favors, but still able to put a film together. And making a film is hard. For the fact that they're able to do it is great, and we need a space to celebrate that.
So you've been in the industry for some time. What advice can you give to us who are just starting a platform, or just any young filmmakers just wanting to get into the industry and make a name for themselves? What advice can you give to them and us as well?
Well, one of the first things that I learned is that no one owes you anything. If you go into a space thinking that you are owed better equipment, you feel like you're owed financing, you feel like you're owed A-list casting, you're going to be very frustrated. I think you should always go into a space with gratitude and be able to appreciate whatever you have, whatever is accessible to you, and make that work for you. No one owes you to give you money because you have a good idea, or no one owes you locations or spaces or whatever. Whatever resources you have, use that to make a film. Some of the best films are shot on iPhones, right? So whatever you have available, use that to your best advantage.
So we have a small game here with us.
Yes.
Okay.
We celebrate filmmakers. Some of the things in this are made with the short films which are inside here. So you just pick something here, and then we're gonna do it together based on what it says.
You must read it.
Oh, I must read it.
Yes, let's see what that is. So this game is, yes, one of the themes in the films that we're screening.
What are some of the causes of children being on the streets?
Yes, so this was from one of the films being screened. I think it's called On Your Own. Yes.
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, it's
Maybe
fine.
it's still coming.
It's okay.
Maybe
Don't
it's
worry.
still coming.
Yeah, I don't think
But
I
you
saw
can
that.
answer the question.
You're trying to not answer the question.
Yeah, no. Please, did I say the wrong thing? That the filmmaker sings this and he's mad at me. No, I don't want to.
Not at all.
No, like, this
just
is
in
just
general,
on your
what are the
opinion.
causes of just children?
What are some of the causes of children being on the streets? I think like family dynamic. If you and especially like young kids from today, they don't see the world the same way as your elders or your parents do. It's such a totally different dynamic. So that could be a reason.
Well, that reason is good enough.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Enjoy
much
the
for
rest
your
of the
time.
day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. What up?
We didn't introduce ourselves. He knows us.
Yeah, he knows us. Okay.
This is a friend of the show, guys. Mr. Ibu,
Study the trip.
This is a friend of the show, guys. Calvin joining us from the YouTube channel.
Healing in Humor.
Healing Humor. You
Humor.
get that.
Yeah.
So we just want to find out from you. What there's a lot of short films which have screened already.
Yeah.
Like, what did you take from some of the short films which you have watched?
I think the one thing I took was, besides the concepts of the films and stuff, I think I left there motivated to just make something, because those were very short films, but they carried stories, they carried a lot, and some of them were powerful. I saw people crying, I saw people laughing. They were especially the last one, because I came late. I think it's What Did You Dream About? I think one of those. Yeah, it was really powerful, short, but the concept about the dream and how they explained it was amazing. So I just left there with a lot of motivation to do better as an actor and to just make something, do something out there. I really felt motivated. It was beautiful to watch.
Cool, man. So you're a young actor.
Yeah.
You're building. What keeps you going? Like, I feel like it's very difficult to break through in the industry.
Yeah.
What is keeping you going to just follow through on your passion?
It's funny because I'm going to come back to the film I just watched, the dream concept. Like, the dream just keeps me going because I see it. So in my mind, if I see it, and I believe I'm getting there. And I think it sounds like a cliche to say, no, I dream it, I'm going to do it. And I know it's hard to just dream and then keep pushing, but also I think my faith, because I'm a Christian. So my prayer, my faith, and besides that, I think just being around people who are doing something. Like when I see you doing this, that's motivation for me. You know, to be honest, behind me doing the podcast with my friend, seeing people like you doing this, I'm like, oh, this is... So I'm motivated by the people around me, spending time with creatives. I'm motivated by my dream, my faith, and just, I think those are the things that push me.
Oh, shout out.
Okay,
So,
cool, man.
we have a small game here.
Okay.
Just put your hands there. Grab just one.
Just one piece of paper.
And then we will go through
Just
it.
one, just one.
I think I grabbed more than one.
Yeah, I just need one.
Just one, you open it, then you'll read it.
And then you're going to read it for us.
What do you think someone might experience when coming out?
So these are the themes that were screened in one of the films. So I think it's about LGBTQI
I came late,
community.
so I probably didn't watch that one. But I think,
Just
let me
in
read it
general.
again in general.
Yeah.
I think the fear of being accepted, that fear of like, okay, I know I feel it, this is me, and I want to live my reality, but are people going to be able to accept my reality, especially if they were not used to it? Because now you have to introduce the real version of you to people, and maybe they were not used to knowing you like that. So it's that fear of acceptance and fitting in and finding yourself. I really think that's one of the hardest things, that people face with camera.
Shout out, Kevin.
Man.
Keep on killing that content. Keep on killing that content. When I meet again on a different carpet some other day, when I'm collecting an award as an actor, SAFTAs, name it, Emmys, Oscars. Yeah, so good luck, bro. Good. Yeah, shout out.
Oh, yeah, you keep just talk to him like I'm hurt. What's going on?
Oh, good mics, by the way. Oh, these guys actually borrows these mics for our podcast. I don't know what I'm telling you guys, but I appreciate it.
We're good like that.
Yeah,
Build connections.
All the time. We're family. A family.
Cool,
bro.
thank you so much.
One of the best today. We just screened one of the best documentaries,
We've seen in a while.
which is touching on important things, guys. And I think like co-hosts, we've been like talking about this a lot. Like we feel like our actors are not appreciated enough for them to say, I can decline a gig if I feel like the story is not good enough for me. Because I mean, like as an actor in our industry, when you read a script and then you're supposed to go and act on something, you can tell if something is not going to turn out good for you. You can decline, but I don't think they have that freedom. So it was very amazing, interesting for me to watch that documentary. So we just want to find out from you, like, how did it come about, like, and what's next? I mean, like, we're still struggling with the same things which our legends were talking about, but what's next for our generation?
Sure. What's next for our generation? I think what's next for our generation is advocacy. I think we should start looking at filmmaking as a tool for social change and advocating for what needs to be done for ourselves. So, for instance, I was saying the other day that it's all well and great that our legends get appreciated. They get what's lifetime achievement awards. They get these. What is that one? Ikamanga, it's great, but it doesn't come with nothing. What are we saying about that? Or what are we saying about because we are also going to get old. So how are we paving ourselves when we're in our 60s? Can't there be a pension fund for artists according to your accolades? So I think that's the conversation is to say, from black exploitation, how do we turn it around and how do we work on it to benefit us? That's why actors just take anything because there's no work, right? So I think from here onwards we should advocate for the things that we want and for what's right. Even if it's not going to benefit you now, I think it will going to benefit us later. I think advocacy, and also now I used to say story is king when I was teaching. Right now in the streets, story means nothing.
Exactly, we've seen a lot of
now story means nothing anymore.
It's just about money.
It's about the money and the exchange. So I think we should always look at, is it worth it? Is it worth the legacy? And is it advocating for the right thing? If it's advocating for the right thing, then do it. If it's not, I think sometimes, cheap is expensive. The cheapest film you can do because there was money and the story was bad could cost you a biggest gig of your life because you just did something really horrible, So sometimes we should always think about not going for the now, but paving our way for later. So yeah, I think advocacy is the answer to most of our stuff.
Coast, what
Okay,
do I
I have
say?
a question. So, ex-colleague of mine, writer, director, what did it take for you to get this documentary done, this film? What did it take out of you? Because it's dealing with a lot of heavy themes and just things that we are dealing with as well, those wounds that we have as well as young filmmakers in the industry. What did it take from you, and how are you navigating or dealing with those heavy themes?
You see, your question is going back to what I just said about advocacy. I think for me, the film really, because we've been in the process, we started this film in 2018, and we only completed in 2023. It's a long journey. You have to acquire rights firstly from the original filmmaker, and then you have to acquire footage archives.
Yes, we're just
right?
about to ask about
Yes,
that.
it's a lot. It's a lot of money that you don't have, that you have to raise, that you have to negotiate on. So for me, it really taught me, and it taught me resilience to say, if I really want to make the story, I'm gonna make it. And you pour yourself so much in a documentary, and you make this little in a documentary, right? Unlike when you are making a feature fiction film, you are guaranteed maybe money at the end. But I think filmmakers, we should start looking at documentaries as a way to preserve our history, to preserve our culture, to let our voices be heard, particularly as black creators. I think for me, that's what it taught me. And when I see Mom Abigail still doing it, still going to set till today, driving herself to work, it's motivating to say we don't give up, but we hold on and we steadfast for what we believe in. So I think that's what it has taught me. There was sweat, blood, and tears, but I think it was worth it.
Our industry is tough, eh? Yeah. So I know it's not out yet, but like, when is it gonna come out? When can people start expecting to watch the documentary? Because I feel it's very important for our industry.
Correct. I think the next time. Okay, now the film will be screening at DIF. I think it's the African Diaspora International Film Festival in New York. Now in December.
You going to New York?
Yes, I'm going there.
Do you want to take Mzansi with you as media?
I'm going there soon. And then in 2 weeks it will be playing there, and then it's playing at JFF, the Joburg International Film Festival. The Joburg Film Festival, which is taking place in March. So I'd encourage a lot of people, film schools, film students particularly, to come see the film so we can engage and critically so, and speak about it honestly so, as research, as we call it at school, right? To see how we can reflect and how we can change things for the next generation. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Thank you very much. I don't know if you have anything on your side.
I just want to say, please invite us to your things and make sure that we're there as media. We're also archiving here as Mzansi
That's amazing.
When have you done an interview?
It's a long time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be a moment in history where you're like, that one time Mzansi Scope did
Congratulations
an
on
interview.
this, actually, guys. It's very difficult to start anything, especially as filmmakers, especially as artists. So I really want to applaud you as black faces taking a difficult task that takes from your or personal pockets, right? It is gonna pay off. I send grace upon you guys, and I pray. Yes, I send grace upon you guys, and I really appreciate the moment, the time you took out to come and do this with me without asking. I really appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. I really appreciate your time. Then come into bigger things. It's gonna become yes.
We'll mention you when we call us. Invite us to New York, Banda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Enjoy the rest of the evening. Gonna meet again on a different red carpet. Yes. Some other night we're gonna be collecting something and awards. Yeah. So all the best.
Thank you so much. I'm kidding.
Okay, my name is Refumo.
Yes.
Refumo and?
This is K.
Refumo
yes,
and K.
yes.
We're coming from one of the biggest platforms.
Like the biggest.
Scope.
Oh, yes.
You've heard
Two
of
film
it,
reviews.
I think that's amazing. All time.
Oh, I thought you've heard of it.
Reviews. Yeah.
You have not heard of it. Okay, cool. So are we as okay? That's fine.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's us.
Period. I mean, listen. Like we're trying, like. I'm proud of you. Thank you. I spoke.
Yeah, so we just want to find out from you, right? You've been in the industry, you've done a couple of things.
I
So
have.
we just want to find out, why do you think it's so important for us to celebrate like independent films? I mean, like we just watched a documentary which was very interesting in a way.
Yeah.
Our legends were exploited, and then now it's still the same for this generation. So yeah, I feel like it's very sensitive and very interesting topic, because you do not want to see someone act and then in the next 10 years they have nothing to show for you. So
Yeah.
what do you think about this?
I think this body of work was really, it was thought-provoking, it was sobering, and I commend Usis Naledi and Upud Vusi for committing to this work. I think it's also not just a body of work that you just release for the purpose of enjoyment and entertainment, but it's a call to action. This particular film and documentary, I hold very near and dear to me, because I'm someone who has observed with a lot of sensitivity and a heartbreak what our legends and icons and our predecessors and the ones who have created the past that we're very privileged to walk down now, and just the incredible struggles that they're enduring. There's things that they're not willing to say openly, and you bump into them at an audition and they'll say, hey, Wanaka, you know, I don't even know. I'm going to cry. They would literally voice that they don't know how they're going to get home. Or you get to a production and you're there in your car, and the privilege of having one, and they get there and, they took 3 taxis to get there. It's unacceptable that this is how we're living. And it's not a matter of holding certain bodies to account, but holding all of us. I'm a young person. I'm 30 now. I've been in the world of storytelling for the past 20 years, but I recognize that I have a strong responsibility to also be the change that I very necessarily and very urgently need to see in our industry. That's why I'm the kind of person, people are like, Candice, where have you been? You're not working. What's going on? I say no a lot. I say no because I don't want to be part of the matrix that perpetuates stories like all I, as Tumelo Candice Modisele, have to offer is good looks and another slay queen narrative. There's so much more that I have to offer, and I think this story was really probing those conversations and squeezing out of us very necessary change.
Your Apple Watch was just hitting me. So
what do you
mean? Your Apple Watch was bumping into me.
Oh,
yeah,
my gosh, I'm sorry.
it's just really big, and it's an Apple Watch.
It's actually not. It's a Xiaomi.
No ways.
Yeah, it's
oh, nice.
You know, it's
Xiaomi.
Xiaomi. Okay.
All right. Okay, cool. So back to the seriousness.
We're serious.
We're serious. All right. So dealing with those themes that Band was talking about in what we just watched now, what are you, as someone who's been in the industry, what are you hoping to do to make change, or what have you done to make that change in terms of, you mentioned saying no, so that's part of making a change in some way. So what are things that you'd actually like to do or implement?
I love that question, and I don't think it's a you're just like, yeah, I ate that. I don't think there's one right answer, because the need to act will consistently evolve as we start to see different needs pop up. I know in my own individual work that I have very strong relationships with Mama of our industry. So sometimes it's the small thing of saying, Ma, do you have groceries? And these aren't the things that we champion and go, oh, look at me, I bought this person. No, it's that thing of saying, I worked with this lady on set. I know this woman well. I understand the inconsistencies and the instability of my industry. I know that I did this campaign and I've got this that I can kind of just put aside and just check if Uma all right. And I'm not saying this as a
braggadocious.
Braggadocious. It's not even for that, but it's knowing that I have a responsibility of taking care of the ones who created the platforms that I've graced. So that's one aspect. Serving. So I think also for whatever platforms I'm on,
And it's something that Naledi had said in the panel discussion, that I have a responsibility to show the next generation how to treat our elders, how to treat other individuals on set, how to treat the person where you don't know where the title is executive producer, you don't know if they're the cleaner, you don't know if they're the person responsible for sound, the person holding the boom, the person from unit. I need to display and demonstrate a respect and honor for everyone on set, so that the next girl who maybe popped off of TikTok and onto the set knows that here we're serving. This is not about who's going to be the biggest superstar when the body of work is complete and released. It's here. We're here with the core purpose of serving the story, and serving other individuals within the ecosystem. So that's also one aspect. But also being bold enough to use my platforms to have the necessary conversations. So if it's not just my behaviors and my disciplines and how I show up, it's also the things that I say. So I've had a platform, and I need to relaunch it out of obedience. It was called the 5-Minute Call, and it really was about highlighting certain lessons that I think are important to share within our industry. So it is on YouTube. There are still a lot of episodes, so it consists of things like audition etiquettes. It trickles down to so many things, conversations with different tastemakers, change agents, and pioneers within our industry. So from an interview point of view, we've also got a lot of great conversations. So more conversations, more action, and more behavior that displays the respect and honor for our industry at large.
Okay, I love that. That was really well answered from a great question.
Yeah. So before you sign out, we sign out.
Who sent you? I like.
Before we.
Is this a gift for me? Thanks.
Yeah. There might be a gift inside. You never know.
Again.
Yeah. So you take one, and then we'll talk
Just
about it.
Just a piece of
after.
paper.
Yeah, just a piece of
Don't
paper.
break the box. We don't have budget.
Are you?
No, that one.
Slip.
Nah.
What's
That's
this?
part of our decoration.
Not that one. That's part of the decoration.
That's part of the decoration.
Marlene, now why decoration? How we lose?
Hey, can't you?
Why are you thinking? Okay, here we go.
Let's open. Let's see what's in there.
What does that say?
What does it say?
Oh my God!
All right, so this game is shine your light. So you have to speak
my word.
positive things, just uplifting things about Angus Gibson.
I love this. I was extremely privileged to interview him on my show, The 5-Minute Call, on the red carpet of the launch of Shaga Ilembe, season 1.
Wow.
So part of that privilege and that conversation with him was just him highlighting how far back his impact goes. I met him when I was still a student at the University of Witwatersrand, and I knew of Angus Gibson, but he was also my friend's dad. So I met him as my friend's dad, and then everyone's like, Angus, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is Angus Gibson. My mind was just absolutely blown, which is also just foolish, because as a film student and as a theatre student, I didn't know what he looked like. So it called me out. It called me out. Yeah. But when I was privileged to meet him, his humility is something, is a marvel to behold. But with Angus Siyabonga Bandla, thank you so much. Thank you for creating a platform for us to be seen, but also the permission for us to see ourselves differently. From tracking back to Izo Zone 14 and now Shaga Ilembe and other works that are soon to come, he's been such an integral and empowering voice to us as black people. And it's not to champion him as the hood hero, but his act of obedience and his yes has sown seeds of courage and visibility in us that we can only say thank you to. And now we have the responsibility to pay it forward. So thank you, Mr. Gibson.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson.
Thank you.
Shout out. Thank you to you. Enjoy the rest of the night. Yeah.
Now, what if it was someone I didn't know? No, but I've been
people, yeah.
She was gonna grill you for that.
Yeah, no, but I was gonna troll you so bad.
Oh, like you haven't been trolling me this whole time. Anyway, love you guys. Follow Mzansi Scope. Watch everything that they have to offer. They are a platform that you need to know about, and let somebody know.
That's why one more question.
No, you
do
don't.
you follow Mzansi Scope?
I do not.
Let's check. Let's check. What's your phone?
I found it.
So you weren't texting just now?
Can we have your phone?
Wait.
She said you must bring your phone.
Sorry, guys. Guys. I'm Christian and I just lied on a public platform. I'm so sorry. I repent.
We'd like you to follow
Lord,
God would forgive you.
Lord,
if you
I'm so
follow now
sorry.
on Instagram.
Lord, I'm sorry.
Yeah, fix it now.
I'm actually sorry, Lord.
Yes.
Sorry, Lord. Sorry.
Repent.
Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. I need to repent because I cannot network.
Cap.
But you saw it.
Show me in the network.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yes.
But they don't even follow me. That's the gag.
We're gonna follow
The
you
gag.
back.
The gag is.
The gag is gonna follow you back.
Wait, Alicia.
Yeah.
No, do the right.
Okay, can you follow her?
Asbonge, thank you.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
can I go now?
Wow.
Under duress.
Wait. Show us the show me.
Oh, God.
What's wrong with you? This is how we sign out. We started with the co-founder of Actor Space, and we're closing with the co-founder of
Actor
Space,
which is rising, which is amazing.
This is beautiful, guys. So, Mr. Ayanda Sithebe.
Yes, sir.
It was very interesting being part of this journey.
Yeah.
We watched why the cattle wait, the passage, and like all that we have watched today, all colors in one, all the colors in one. So
you guys watch films.
Yes,
That's
like
great.
we're
That's
checking
nice.
because we're
That's nice.
filmmakers and then we care about what's happening in our
Yes, sir.
industry. And we just had an interesting conversation inside now about the documentary and the exploitation of our legends, and which is still happening right now.
Correct.
We just want to hear from you. What's your take and where's the vision going forward for the ARIFF, because this is very big.
Shucks, that's a big question, but an important one. It needs a panel like that to break it down. But I think our legends are neglected. I think archive overall in South Africa is very neglected. And for me, as I said earlier on, archive is our library. So if we neglect that, it's like the next generation don't respect how far we've come. So it's very important to look at the legends, take care of them. Most of them are surviving on grant, which is crazy after spending all your life serving an industry, giving into an industry, and then you just have to retire on grant. So there's a lot of conversations there. But for us as a festival is how do we integrate as well? How do we bridge that gap where we don't leave any other storytellers behind, whether young or old? We should just be an inclusive space where it doesn't matter who you are. It's the people first, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so we're a starting platform, and you've basically co-founded Actor Space. So what advice can you give us just starting out as just to make a mark in the industry and just make something of ourselves?
I think you've done it already to start. I think there's so many delayed dreams, delayed goals, because people don't want to start. I think starting and occupying spaces and knowing that you belong on those spaces. Sometimes imposter syndrome kicks in for a lot of young black creatives where you're like, do I belong to be around these people? Do I, where you lose your voice as well. So I think as young creatives, like, find your why are you doing what you're doing, and just go for that. I liked what Vuyo was saying earlier on. He was saying he is a deaf filmmaker. It's like, I need to do what I need to do. Then the rest we'll discuss. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, then it's good. So I think we need to just listen to our voices and go for that.
Shout out to this beautiful work that we have done, Actor Space. We have seen you put a lot of filmmakers. Like most of the people which were interviewing today, they kept on mentioning you. We had Bonko. We had a lot of people who kept on mentioning that we met Ayanda 11 years back, 20 years back, and then we did this.
You gave them their break.
Appreciate it.
On showing us that love, because we all want to break, and then we believe that this is the safe space. I mean, like Actor Space, and then all the filmmakers.
Totally.
And, before we sign out, again.
Games, they make me nervous.
Just take one. You just put your hand in and then take one, and then we talk about it.
Is it money?
Honestly, we don't know as well.
We just started the plan.
All right.
Something to read.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. There.
Okay, so you wanna read
that? Okay, so
do I read it?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think someone might experience when coming out.
So this is one of the themes that was explored in one of the films that were shown. Yes.
Rejection, man. I think, you know, it's like I think we're all coming out, because when you're alone, it's when you discover who you are, right? So I think every day we're continuously coming out, and I don't want to, you know, with the queer community, I mean, that's even harder, you know. With me, it might be my own insecurities and stuff like that. But I think rejection. I think being in an environment and you feel like I don't belong here, it's the worst feeling you can feel as a human being. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of the night.
This is nice, guys. I'm now like, what's the next time?
I want to take more.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with the platform as well. Yeah. Shout out.
Thank you. Can we do a sign out? So you're our last interviewee. We always do a sign out on our episodes.
Sure.
We got it from Youngins with the Dutch chill.
Nice.
So only sign out, we go, that's it from us in Zantiscope, then we go,
Nice.
All right, we can do it different.
Actor space. Yes.
Oh,
So today
nice.
it can be actor space.
ARIFF.
ARIFF. Okay, let's do it. All right, cool. So guys, that's it from us from Zantiscope. Okay. We go again.
All right, we're gonna go again.
All right, guys, that's it from us. Mzantiscope.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys.
So thank you for your time.
Build my muscle, every maze got ways, gotta see this puzzle. Break the forming and paint it on as the super foreign. Like Asian hornets coming and swarming, defeat the common. Christ excellence inside my DNA, divine elegance, resonant, blessedness that hit the way. Peace before me, I peace myself after falling. Repeat with caution, keep believing in this calling. And answer the call of life and eye for the thoughts of license. Try to utter right things via the work of my hands. With that, I know I can take any storms, baby, where I am.